And good morning to you. Today is Monday, and it's another auspicious day on the astrological calendar. Every day there's just an amazing lineup and change and positioning of planets. And right now, let's see. I'm really bad remembering the details, but you can go on YouTube and you can find all this information yourself. And that's what I encourage is everybody doing their own research. And, like I said in the other video, take responsibility for yourself and find out what you want. I tell everybody everything in the world you want to know is in the internet. I mean, if I find a recommendation for some new anti-aging herb or supplement, I look at the ingredients. I look up the ingredients. Um, and then I usually go on Amazon and find something that's a lot cheaper but has the same ingredients in it. So while I'm talking about that, let me recommend for the ageless. What's the name of this ageless attitude? Part of this channel, castor oil. Look at castor oil. There's tons of videos on that also and information. And I mean, these are products that have been, they're natural. They've been used for decades, centuries. And if I keep blinking, I'm sorry, I noticed that on some of the other videos. I don't know why I'm blinking all the time, except there is a glare from the window here that I'm using to do the video. And plus I've got something in my eye that I can't get out, and not to mention the allergies, and so it feels like I've got gravel in my eyes. And excuse me, pills, sprays, everything. Nothing seems to tone it down. But castor oil is such a broad use. I mean, most people think it's like just for constipation or something. But like I said, do some research. Think about what you want to know, put it in search, go to AI, find products, look at them, look at the ingredients, see what your intuition is telling you, and buy some. It's great. I have found, now I have a little bit of pencil on my eyebrows to fill them in because I've always been light-haired and everything. Well, I used to have dark eyebrows when I was a teenager in college and everything, but now they're getting a lot of gray in them. But putting castor oil on your eyebrows and on your eyelashes, like at night, just before you go to bed, and let it soak in because it will get on the pillow. Um, and it's amazing. This has filled in. They're actually dark hairs that have come into the eyebrows. So, and I've noticed my eyelashes like, oh, damn, that is so annoying. There's something in there. So that's one tip. And then, and I said in one of my other videos, this is my natural hair color still, and it kind of runs in the family. Although I have gray, you can see here, and then along here, this is quite gray. Now I found a wonderful powder on Amazon. There's several products like this. It's just a powder. I get the blonde, and you just tap the powder on, and it takes the gray away, so that it blends in with the rest of it. It isn't so noticeable. And it's not that I have anything against gray, and I think people with silver, I have a friend with all silver hair. I mean, I think it's beautiful. But as long as I have this, I'm going to make the most of it. So, okay, the next thing is, the next bit of advice for everybody, not just seniors or just women or anything, is a site called Optery, Optery. And again, just put it in search and you'll get all kinds of links to it and information to look at. It is what is it called? Data. Anyway, they go in, they take your information, you're just your name, basically. I mean, it's really just very little that they use to go on. You don't have to give up a bunch of personal stuff. And there's a free program, and the next one is like only $3.99 a month, I think. And then I'm using one for a few months for $12.99. But after years and years and years on the internet, your information is in thousands of places. And this is what the data brokers, I guess they're called data brokers, they sell your information to all the advertisers. And that's why you get all that annoying stuff in your email and your pop ups and everything all over the internet. So I signed up for that, and even on the free program, they took like they found like over 300, I think, places, and you receive a report with actually screenshots showing your information on that data broker's website, and it's shocking. I mean, phone numbers, everything. And because every time you sign in, to a new website someplace, and they ask for all this stuff, or if you buy something online or whatever, anyway, you hear about it every day, the problems with privacy online. So this is a really cool service, and so I upped to another level, and they're still working. I got a report again this morning. um, I mean, hundreds and hundreds of places where my information, mailing information or whatever it is listed in these data brokers databases that they then sell, and you're just spread everywhere. So I'll put a link in the uh, I haven't done that yet. I'll have to look on in the instructions and see, but I'll put a link to it down below, and take a look and see, because it's for your safety. It's totally for your safety. Okay, so the next thing is that this is an interesting little fact. There's someone that I listen to frequently, um, and your animals, all your pets, they're from the angelic realm. Isn't that beautiful? I mean, really, when you look at what's happening with, I mean, animals saving people's lives, or a dog going and saving a deer, or, I mean, just, I mean, and then you see pictures of like this giant gorilla in the zoo that protected a little boy that had fallen over the fence, protected him from the other gorillas that would normally go over and be aggressive. I mean, they're so intuitive, and horses. Oh my gosh, I can't say enough about horses. So if you really need healing, if you really feel down and depressed and just everything is looking, just go pet a horse. I'm telling you, really, just pet a horse. They're used for therapy all the time, and um, uh, they really are an incredible heart-based animal. So, but that was a cool thing, is that animals are from the angelic realm, and that, yes, you will frequently get a pet, a beloved pet that had passed on, and they'll come back to be with you if it was a really great experience. So that's just a fun, interesting, positive little thing to think about. So the next thing is there's been a an interstellar, well, they thought it was a comet, and then as it came closer to Earth, and this is like the third interstellar, whatchamacallit, in, well, I don't know, decades, century maybe, that has come close to Earth. And and there are scientists, there are labs all over that are tracking everything going on in the skies all the time. And so um, there's a ton of astrophysicists and cosmologists and scientists and whatever they are, that are watching everything that's going on out there. And I mean, they find like a new wormhole, or a star that blows up, or it's really fascinating. And so this AI atlas is gigantic, and they say that it is from well, it could be from millions of years ago. And so it's been directed here. I mean, it's really funny how there's such a big plan to this whole thing that we're in. Um, so it came very close to Earth like a month or two ago, And they figured out, I don't know how they figured out, because of the trajectory or something, they figured out it was going to go to Jupiter. I think it's coming back. Again, I watch this stuff. I don't retain a lot of it. I get the general flow, and I mean, specifics kind of just go out the window for me. So you can look it up yourself, AI Atlas. And it's fascinating because this thing came, and they've had these before. So they were firing all these tests, they were shooting whatever they do to examine this thing that's out there in the atmosphere. And it was doing things that the scientists could, even the top scientists, could not explain. The maneuvers, the speed, the ability to just like stop and make a left turn. They could not really explain this interstellar, what they now call a probe. And it occurred to me even back then that because of the time we're in, 2026, this new cycle we're going into, massive change in what we know as Earth and as our own life. And I think I felt my instincts were telling me that it was actually an observational probe to see if we're getting ready to move into this new dimension that we're destined for, or that we have the option to move into right now. Because we've been known as a civilization for centuries and centuries and centuries that is based on fear of everything, um, power struggles, being controlled, wars, so many wars, so much killing, so much destruction. And we have a really bad reputation in the galaxy. And so it's because of the time, this very special time that we're in right now. As I said in the other videos, it's like, I think it's a 6,700 year cycle, but there are many cycles of different duration. And so it's a very important time. And I explained about the current administration being the catalyst to expose all of the ugliness and the greed and the corruption and the cruelty and all that. And so all of this was meant to be, and we are moving out of it. It's definitely starting to clear up, but it'll still take months before things are like recognizable again. So this probe, I feel it was there to see if we are ready. Because if we fail the test, we're not going to make it. We're just not going to make it. There are probably hundreds, maybe thousands, billions of planets out there that have gone dark completely because they couldn't get their act together, let's say, and come out of this horrible, I keep using the word horrible, but they haven't come out of this destructive, negative, hate-based way of living. So that's even more pressure on us to adopt, to look at ourselves, let go of baggage, examine ourselves. If there's a spark of any kind of heart or soul or desire for something better, examine it and make a decision to go forward with light, with positivity, with forgiveness for others and yourself, for attitude, positive attitude, for knowing where you came from, knowing that you're fully supported by the universe, by your angels, by your guides, archangels, and these all exist. This isn't fairy tale books. This isn't Star Trek. This is all real. And pretty much what we've been living is not real. That's been all the test. And the struggles and the lessons hopefully learned. So this is a very crucial time. And so now I just read today something a little bit about that probe again. It's still doing things they have no way of understanding. They can't understand. And it's been sending signals, like signals that ping, like Wi-Fi does, um, and brings information back to that probe. And again, it's all about seeing where we're at mentally, physically, spiritually, and attitudinally to move on and become the light spirit and the go back to the idea of being part of source, of this one source. Okay, so I know this preachy thing is really not my style, but this is something I feel very compelled to do. Um, and I don't like saying I gotta quit doing that. So that was it with it. Now I've got, my allergies are still bad. I've got these bags under here. What else was I going to tell you? That's about it for today, I think. But about this, we're all citizens of this galactic family, and you have to understand, it isn't just that you were born in 19 something and you're gonna move on in whatever year. You have to, I mean, look at your ancestors, but go back, way back before that. Again, just open up your mind and ask for guidance from your angels and guides and answers, and then start expanding this narrow mind of just go to work, buy pizza, go to the football game, so start expanding your awareness. That's all I'm asking. That's why I'm here. Yes, my beautiful locket from my son that passed away. And crystal. I wear crystal almost every day. And I have crystals and things. Here's like a beautiful piece of amethyst. One more thing. What was I going to say? Oh, about my film. I've been entering it into film festivals. And again, like I said, I've been waiting for this kind of an investment thing. I heard about it. It's been like 13 years. Some people have been waiting, 20 years for this thing to finally happen. And it's a long story. I'm not going to go into it, but it's a never before done kind of a thing. And it's like the biggest transfer of wealth on the planet that's ever happened. And I think it's part of this major reset that we're going through. I think that's why it's taken so long, is because it had to fit into the time that we're in right now. But it's one of those things where this man came into the showroom where I was working, walked her, I said, can I help you? No, I'm just waiting to get in for my haircut over here. And then he just kind of said, have you heard about such and such? And I go, no. And he explained a little bit about it. And my whole body went electric. And it was like, bang, I know this is what I'm supposed to do. I don't question it. I don't overthink it. I don't have to find charts and graphs and talk to Wall Street, whatever. It's just, I knew. That's it. I trust my intuition. So I went on the computer. I asked him, where can I buy it? And bang, 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 bang. And I had bought a sampling of whatever I could afford at the time. And then I've added to it over the years a little bit. So it's been very frustrating. And, I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm already old, and I'm waiting. And I feel like I'm wasting time. And how am I going to make a film when I'm already, like almost 90 years old? And that's just the way we are. And I fight against being that way. But it does happen. And then I work my way out of it. So but then I realized as time went on, and I realized, okay, I'm in a safe place. I have a roof over my head. I'm managing to get by. And I learned so much because I went through that whole process that I talked about in the other video, that whole process of recognizing that I had completed my soul contract, my plan, and that I was now entering a new opportunity for myself, free of all this darkness. and free of all the baggage. And I have now this great sense of who I am and what I can contribute. And I don't feel the kind of emotional, you know, when you think of something or somebody, I don't feel any of that. It's just like I forgive everybody, I forgive myself. We all signed up for this. We all signed up for the roles that we were playing in each other's movies. And hopefully we've all benefited from it. Now I'm ready to move into the light and be in my higher self and being closer to my most perfect self. Okay, enough for today. Anyway, but I have submitted it to for, and I actually got an invitation from the Cannes Film Festival, which I wanted to submit to, and then they sent. I mean, I know it's an algorithm, and it's not like personal from the director of the film festival, but it was nice, and that was one I wanted to go to. It's like the biggest, most important film festival in the world. So that was my screenplay. So that's what I'm doing, and we'll see how that's going. So far, I've had two not that I wasn't accepted in, but that's okay. That's okay. All right. Have a beautiful day, and thanks. And where's my clicker? Okay. I have this handy little clicker that I can turn the video off. So have a beautiful day. Think, open up your mind, expand your mind. And next time I'll do this little, show you this little puzzle that will really rock your brain, let me tell you. So anyway, we'll do that the next time. Thanks. Bye.